hardest, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
All right, we got the regular page back, so I appreciate everybody who helped me get the channel back. God willing, I will do a live later on. But let's talk about Jermell, Charlo, Erislandy, Lara on something that the WBC talked about. Mauricio Suleiman Jr., the president, talked about happening. So let's talk a little bit about that fight real quick. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And it was told to me that Jermell Charlo petitioned for the fight. He wanted to fight Erislandy Lara. I know his brother said a couple years ago that he wasn't ready for Lara and he wasn't ready for Jermell to fight. Jermell, he said he wasn't ready for that fight, but since then, Lara has switched trainers. He's no longer training with Ronnie Shields, for those who don't know. He's training with Ishmael Salas in Vegas. So Lara, basically said that he groomed the Charlo twins. You know what I'm saying? He said that we used to spar and they used to argue about who got hit the less, who got hit more versus Lara. And so they all left Ronnie Shields except for Jermell. Jermell left over money and over, the Violence Monterosian fight. When Ronnie Shields was talking to him crazy, he said, so he with Derrick James, so open up, the window for him to fight Erislandy Lara. Now, do I feel like he should give Tony Harrison a trilogy fight? Yeah. Straight up and down, man. That nigga gave you a rematch when he shouldn't even have had to. The Derevchenko and Gennady Golovkin fight was a robbery. The Tony Harrison and Jermell Charlo fight, that was a close fight. It's a difference. He shouldn't have been obligated to give him a rematch, but that's how boxing go. Nobody gonna call BS on him. It ain't nothing but a bunch of groupies in the box community. Tony Harrison didn't have to rematch him. He shouldn't have to rematch him, but he did it. And now Jermell don't want to give him a rematch, and he cheated in the rematch with the Gatorade bottle. Let's not forget that he cheated in the rematch with the Gatorade bottle. Everybody want to cry about Tyson Fury and his gloves and this, that, and the third, but ain't nobody want to call a cheat when it came to Jermell Charlo. That's why I don't respect these dudes, man. That's why I don't respect a lot of y'all dudes out here. Y'all don't know how to call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just groupies and fanboys, like Ishe Smith said. And that's just what it boiled down to. But, he didn't want to fight Lara like a year or two ago. When Lara was calling him out, he was ignoring the call out when Lara was still a little bit like Lara. Now he older, and now he going to the WBC to petition for the fight. Where was this energy at 2 or 3 years ago? I don't care what your brother say. You know what I'm saying? What you get for beating Lara at this point in your career? What you get? That's what I'm asking. What you get for beating Lara right now? Nothing. You don't get nothing for beating Erislandy Lara. What you get? A snack cake, a hand clap. You don't get a belt. Lara not gonna get a belt. These dudes ain't, man, too many people at this gas station. These dudes ain't built the same. For real. They just ain't, they don't build boxers like they used to build them. Look at Jerry Hurd. Didn't want to get Lara a rematch. Jermell don't want to get Tony a rematch after Tony gave him a rematch, so. But as far as the fight, that's a good style for Lara to beat. Somebody that don't got no defense, I ain't gonna say got no defense, but compromises defense for offense. Charlo gonna come out there and try to slug it, but he ain't a pressure fighter like Jerry Hurd. Jerry Hurd is a natural pressure fighter. That's what he do best. His pressure busts pipes, and wear you down. He throw a lot of volume shots, and he don't load up on his shots. Jerry Hurd, when he was fighting that style, he'll just touch you, mix his shots up. He'll overwhelm you with volume. What Jermell Charlo like to do is throw 1 or 2 big shots instead of putting 3 or 4 shots together. So, with Lara, he should be able to avoid those 1 or 2 big shots from Jermell Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Jermell not gonna put the pressure on Lara like Castanos or Jerry Hurd. Or Jerry Hurd. he gonna put a little bit different type of pressure on him. But Lara, if he still got anything left in the tank, he should be able to evade those big shots from Charlo. He should be able to, you know, return fire. But he an older fighter at this point. But if he can keep the fight in the center of the ring, he'll outbox Charlo easy. You know what I'm saying? He can get out the way of those punches. But for me, Lara's always been a bit overrated defensively. You know, he don't move his head, you know what I'm saying, like that. He more of a guy that you move his legs and catch shots on his gloves. Lara is a real patient fighter. Too patient sometimes for the crowd pleasing, for the crowd's liking. But he real patient. One or two shots at a time, and he uses his legs to get out the way. Now his legs are starting to be gone. He's an older fighter. You know, Charlo should have the advantage here, but he knows Charlo well, but Charlo don't fight the style that he used to fight with. He fight with a lot more aggression, you know, and he fight with a lot more, you know, he fight with a lot more power. He a fast guy. He remind me of Keith Thurman a little bit, as far as he loading up with 1 or 2 shots at a time. You know what I'm saying? And they telegraph their shots. A good defensive fighter should be able to disrupt that, you know, even though Charlo throws straight punches and Keith Thurman throw looping punches, a good fighter like Lara should be able to pick up on that. I would prefer to see Lara and Lubin. You know what I'm saying? But I think this is a fight that got a great backstory to it. They used to train together. You know, and I wonder why now do Charlo want to take that chance. I don't know what's going on with the Rosario fight. With the coronavirus. Maybe J-Rock could be healed up enough to get the Jason Rosario rematch. But Rosario got the style to pressure Charlo and do what Violence did too and beat him up. So I don't know why you want to play the church's money and fight Lara. This would be a perfect opportunity for Lara to revive his career, pick up a few belts. You know, all these upsets been going around. You know, Tony Harrison has already showed that you can beat Jermell Charlo. He showed it. He showed that you can beat him. Man, I don't know why all the gas stations motherfucking crowded. But he said he showed that you could beat Jermell Charlo. So we'll see what Lara can do. I don't know personally if he got enough left in the tank, but you know, it's a dangerous fight. That nigga playing with the church's money again. And that I wouldn't play with the church's money. I would just try to go ahead and make that motherfucking I'd like to go ahead and make that motherfucking undisputed fight happen between Lara and Charlo and Rosario. That's what I think should happen. But if it don't happen and he do fight Lara and Charlo, it'd be a good fight for sure. Be a good fight. Backstory. You know, they no longer training with Ronnie no more, so there ain't no feelings between Jermell and Lara. You know, Jermell said their kids played together and he wasn't ready for it yet, but this would be Charlo's best fight to date. This old, faded Lara is going to be the best fighter he ever fought. And he, 30 fucking years old? Think about that for a minute. A 30-year-old Lara, or 30-something-year-old Lara is going to be a 30-year-old, 29-year-old prime fighter best fight. This is the best fighter he ever fought. Violence gave him problems. Violence really beat Jermell. Tony Harrison, who people consider as a journeyman, you know, some people consider as a journeyman and a bum and all that. So you hear people saying, you know, he beat him, you know, and then he lost to him, got knocked out. Erislandy was premature. Everybody knew that new boxing, knew he wasn't ready yet. You know, whoever else he done fucking fought. You know, Lara would be his best fight. Through all the title shots and title defenses he and Charlo had. Let's just let you know a little bit something about Premier Boxing Champions, man. They do not match their fighters tough. You talking about at 30 years old, you having your first tough fight versus a faded former champion. And it's a competitive fight. It ain't no Peter Quillen and Winky Wright type of fight. It ain't no Oscar De La Hoya and Chavez Sr. type of fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, it's supposed to be that type of fight. That's how, you know, it ain't that type of fight. People expected most of them dudes to win versus faded fighters. This is a competitive fight right here, man. Competitive. You know, I think it can go either way. You know, and this is, you know, like I said, this is what PBC do. They need to match make their fighters a lot tougher coming up. So, I mean, we'll see, man. But I think go either way. But I'm gonna favor Charlo with the youth. I don't think he a good enough. I don't think he a accomplished or polished enough pressure fighter to do what Charlo and Castanos did. Stay on top of him. He reset too much, man. He don't fight calm enough to be a pressure fighter. But what he do bring to the table is I think he a better puncher, one-punch puncher than both of those guys. So we'll see what Lara can do. I think for him, you got to focus on Lara's body. For Charlo, he got to move that jab up and down stairs, and he got to set his shots up. If you're going to come in with 1 or 2 big shots versus Lara, you better catch him early. Because once he compute that stuff and he program that in his head, you're not going to hit him with those 1 or 2 big shots. So, be a good fight. But Charlo pushing for it. That's who pushing for it. Jermell want that fight. And it's sad. This will be his toughest fight on paper to this day. And he won't get credit for it because he fighting a faded fighter who just came off a draw with Castanos, who already got beat by Jerry Hurd. You know, and the type of fighters that he should be fighting. I mean, everybody in the division then got beat. You know, he was supposed to fight Jerry Hurd. It was rumors out there that Jerry Hurd family thought he was on that shit. And that's what was holding the fight up. They knew Charlo was on that shit. You know, and you know, the type of fights, you know, even a Lubin fight, that might prove to be a great win down the line. You know, but right now, Lubin ain't really done much since. He got back on the track, but who he beat? So really for Jermell, it's really no marquee fights at 54 for him. In the casual fan eye. Because everybody done been beat. You know, and if I'm him, you want to unify the division, that's cool. But the only fight I really can see that can carry him, you know, to a better resume and to a Hall of Fame type resume is probably moving up and beating Demetrius. You know, there's bad blood there, moving up and trying to be the Canelo. Other than that, it's just not a lot of pay-per-view-esque type level fights for him. You know what I'm saying? Wait till some of the welterweights come up, but it ain't a lot there for him. But he building quite the resume. It's just not gonna be a lot of donuts on the resume that he beating. A lot of guys that he beat, he probably got to end up going through Castanos if they reschedule that fight with Patrick Teixeira, the WBO 54-pound champion. But his undisputed reign, it ain't gonna be sexy. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be versus a lot of solid, good competition. So, he should beat Lara. He the younger fighter. You know what I'm saying? His trajectory going up, so he should beat Lara. But hey, let me know what y'all guys think. Can Charlo beat Lara or nah? Who y'all got winning, Charlo or Lara? Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got business, question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. We'll make a donation to the channel. That link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. But Cash App, PayPal there. Let me know what you guys think. One time for the one time we gone.